Ontario or Quebec and you're thinking, excuse me, about voting for Justin Trudeau, I want to share with you my community. This is a neighborhood in Northwest Calgary, and my community went from the natural rate of unemployment about there in 2015 to one of the highest levels of unemployment in the country today. So if you're in Ontario, I want you to think for a minute what it would be like if Justin Trudeau went on an international trip and said, I wish we could phase out the auto sector faster, and then went into the House of Commons and tabled two really strong job-killing bills that specifically affected the auto sector. And then he went on to kind of suggest that the auto sector, anybody who was working in the auto sector, their jobs were dirty and that they were essentially making climate change worse because they produced cars. How would you feel? I know what my constituents would feel if they saw that, because they understand that a vibrant auto sector in Ontario means that our whole country is prosperous, and that we're united in the concept of reaching towards prosperity as a country. My constituents would be outraged. They would be outraged that Justin Trudeau was trying to shut down one of the most important industries in our country. So I'm on the doors. I'm actually just about to go out with my team tonight and talk to, I have over 45,000 houses in this riding I've got to get to. We're almost there. But the number one thing I hear on the door is, does Ontario and Quebec care about us? Because the situation that I just explained to you with the auto sector, that's what's happened to the entire energy industry under Justin Trudeau. Now, some of you might say, oh, Michelle, it's just low oil prices. That's not the case, because global demand for energy is increasing, for oil is increasing, and Canada produces some of the most environmentally sustainable, ethical oil in the world. So if the global demand is increasing, why is it that Canada and my constituents, the energy sector, why are we out of work? And it's because this government has fundamentally changed the context in which the energy sector can do business or invest. There were two bills that Justin Trudeau tabled in the House of Commons, Bill C-69 and C-48. C-69 is what industry here calls the No More Pipelines bill. We need pipelines in Canada, first of all, because it's the safest way to transport energy by far. And it also, pipelines to either one of our coasts, make sure that we're not just selling to the Americans and that we're getting a higher price for our energy products when we're producing it. Bill C-69 prevents all of that. It adds uncertainty and instability into the investment climate for the energy sector. So it's basically making sure that the people that live in these houses here aren't getting back to work. And C-48, Canada already has one of the most environmentally sustainable, high regulatory structure for our tankers, and C-48 essentially landlocks the product the people behind you produce. So again, if we're a country, if we're going to be a country, then the ire that you felt when I said, think about what would happen if Justin Trudeau was going to shut down the auto sector, you should feel that for the people in my community, because that's what's just happened to them. They just want to work, right? And I hear that over and over and over again. Do you think people in Ontario, Quebec care about us? Do you think people in Quebec care about us? And if if that argument doesn't sway you, I want you to walk outside and look at the road that you're standing on, or the sidewalk that you're standing on, or if you happen to unfortunately be in a hospital. Alberta actually transfers out to the rest of Canada tens of billions of dollars every year that we don't see reinvested in our community. Many Albertans for many years were okay with that because we had the opportunity to work in the industry that mattered to us, that created prosperity for the entire country, and because we're proud of Canada, we're proud to be Canadians. But at some point, there is a question that's asked. Does the rest of the country care about what we do here, right? All the people in my community want to do is work. So if you're in Ontario and you're in Quebec and you're thinking about Justin Trudeau doesn't want my community to work in the jobs that they are trained to do, and that's wrong. Now, Our party, the Conservative Party of Canada, understands that we have to address environmental issues. This is why we put forward a very strong environmental plan that actually will reduce greenhouse gas emissions. A carbon tax, the Justin Trudeau carbon tax, for all the greenhouse gas emissions he's created by flying him and his environment minister around the world to talk about our energy sector, that carbon tax is not going to reduce Canadian greenhouse gas emissions. I know that our plan, which deals with energy efficiency, ensuring that big major emitters move towards a system by which they adopt clean technology, by which Canada is taking a stronger stance on the international community, demanding globally binding agreements on these things. That's the type of action that we need, but we need to do that while our economy continues to grow. And you can't just shut down an entire section of the Canadian economy and think that everybody's going to think it's okay. Canadian energy is some of the most environmentally sustainable energy produced in the world because we operate under high environmental standards, right? So you can visit our environmental plan, and our party is the only party that has a cohesive plan to build out Canada's energy infrastructure in any way, shape, or form. I mean, for the last 4 years, all I've had to do in the House of Commons, I mean, among many other things, but is stand up every day and advocate for these people because they're out of work, right? So my pitch to you is this. We're going to go out tonight. We're going to talk to as many constituents as I can. I'm doing this every single night. But over and over and over again, what I hear on the door from many people that are out of work, from every background, every ethnicity, every religion, every walk of life is, when am I getting back to work, and does the rest of the country care about me? So if you care about our country and you care about the people in my community, you can't vote for Justin Trudeau. Don't even get me started on SNC-Lavalin, dirty jobs, right? Here was a guy who, while he was busy putting my community out of work, was busy advocating for his rich buddies in a company who was only concerned about their share price, right? Can't vote for Justin Trudeau in this election. And you've got to, if you believe in our country, you have to stand with Alberta. And that means making the energy sector an election issue for every Liberal MP across this country. If you're in Mississauga, you got to talk about the energy sector. If you're in Halifax, you've got to talk about the energy sector. If you're in Vancouver, you've got to talk about the energy sector because it's a vital part of our economy. And these people here, they're Canadians and they need your support. I'm going to get out and talk to my constituents, share this video with somebody who needs to hear about a message of inclusiveness, not the divisiveness that Trudeau has put forward with his anti-energy policy. Working hard for you in Calgary. Have a great day.